Well, here in St. Joseph, the weather is sure reminding us that we're wrapping up spring and moving to full-on summer. And boy, it's been a really busy and successful spring, and specifically with our bull sales. So far, year to date, we're averaging about $5,900 across all our breeders on bull sales that have been reported, which is up about $500 from last year. We see our females up about $1,000 over last year's. I think one of the exciting things to see is we're seeing some great performance cattle sell well. We're seeing cattle that are really strong phenotype cattle. We see strong, cattle that are really, I'd call them balanced cattle that are doing both things. We see low input cattle. It really speaks to the diversity of the Angus breed and differing breeding philosophies that our breeders embrace, and finding really strong demand for all those different types of registered Angus cattle. I think there's optimism in the market. I mean, I know we're going on about our fourth year of cow herd liquidation, and we know what that typically brings eventually are short feeder calf supplies and strong demand for feeder cattle. So, if Mother Nature cooperates, we know we still have a lot of our commercial cattlemen that are dealing with drought and some tough winter conditions even. Obviously input costs, so all those things are kind of working against some of the optimism in some of the market. But in general, I think we see breeders understanding and commercial cattlemen understanding that an investment in genetics is one of the really, really strong risk management strategies that they can put into their operation. Each year, when we get to this point in time, we update the economic assumptions that are behind our index, our selection indexes. So think dollar beef, dollar maternal wean calf value, dollar combined. The economic assumptions that are in those indexes get refreshed, meaning we take a new year, we add in this case the year 21, and we drop off the year of 14 to get our 7-year rolling averages that get plugged in to those selection indexes. Probably the biggest change we're going to see this year because of that is 2014 was a really high feeder calf price year, and we're going to drop that off. And even though we're adding a strong year in 21, it's still going to bring that average feeder calf price down a little bit, which will have some impact on our indexes. Not a re-ranking of animals, just simply lowering that number a little bit. I think the data today is more important than it's ever been, and the Angus breed and our breeders are in such strong position today because they've always been committed to collecting data, turning that data in, and it's really allowed us to put super powerful tools in the hands of breeders and commercial cattlemen that they can use with confidence. Inventory reporting enrollments, we continue to see breeders that are embracing that program, and it's exciting to see what that's leading to. It's leading to more disposal codes into our database, which is allowing us to develop a longevity or a functional longevity EPD. And so we've been talking about that. The plans are for that to come out again as a research, functional longevity EPD coming out later in the summer, early in the fall. And again, it's just it's an example of a tool that can be produced now because of the diligence that our breeders have taken in turning in that really important, in this case, important disposal codes. We just wrapped up our Angus Day of Giving, and May 17th represents the anniversary of the first Angus cattle coming to Victoria, Kansas that George Grant brought over. And so it's fun to commemorate that day and celebrate our donors and the great work of the Angus Foundation through an Angus Day of Giving, and it was a big success. This year, through the generosity of our donors, we raised over $54,000, and that included a lot of individual gifts, and then we were also so blessed this year to have a donor step up with a $20,000 match, so we just crushed our $20,000 goal that we had originally set up. I leave Angus Day of Giving just very appreciative and inspired by the generosity, whether for those folks giving $5 or $5,000, the outpouring of generosity and support for the foundation is always inspiring, and we're just always so appreciative. Down the road, it'll be a busy summer. It seems like meetings are getting back into full swing. We're excited to be in Las Cruces, New Mexico for the Beef Improvement Federation. I know a lot of our breeders will be there. It's always an annual event where folks in the seed stock business and academics get together to talk about animal breeding and advancements on the genetics front. So we'll be there, and then we roll from that right into our summer board meetings. So we'll be putting that information and the agenda highlights, as we always do, out on our website. But as always, we encourage our members. If you've got topics that you'd like the board to consider or to discuss, or questions that you have, we sure hope that you would send those our way. Reach out to a board member ahead of time. We'll be sure to get those topics discussed.